Your alarm goes off at 5:47 in the morning. The match is not until 9 p.m., but your day has already begun. You are not a player. You will not score a goal. No one will buy your jersey or chant your name. But without you, the match cannot happen. Without you, the most watched sporting event on earth falls apart in minutes. You are a World Cup referee, and what you are about to go through today is one of the most demanding, most scrutinized, most thankless jobs in professional sport. Most people never think about what that actually means. They see a figure in black running across a pitch, blowing a whistle, pointing a finger. They curse him when they disagree. They forget him when they agree, but they never see everything that happens before that first whistle blows. This is that story. The first thing you do after waking is not reach for your phone. Referee performance coach Jens Melgren, who has worked with FIFA officials for over a decade, describes matchday morning as a controlled environment of mental preparation. Your mind is the tool. Everything else is maintenance. Breakfast is at a specific time. The food is measured. Your digestive system is not allowed to become a variable today. Nothing about today is left to chance. By 7 a.m., you are reviewing footage, not highlights, film. You have been assigned this match 4 days ago, and since that moment you have watched both teams play. Not for pleasure, for pattern recognition. You are watching how striker number 9 reacts when he goes down. You are tracking which players have a history of crowding officials, of drawing cards through provocation, of collapsing at the first touch. FIFA's referee preparation protocols for the 2026 World Cup require every match official to log a minimum of 8 hours of match-specific study before stepping onto the pitch. 8 hours, before the match even starts. There is also a physical protocol. World Cup referees must meet the same fitness standards as elite athletes. Researcher Werner Helsen at KU Leuven has studied referee movement patterns extensively. His data shows that top-level referees cover between 9 and 13 kilometers per match, with high-intensity sprints occurring every 4 to 6 minutes on average. You are not a spectator, you are an athlete. At 9 a.m. your officiating team assembles, 2 assistant referees, a 4th official, a VAR official stationed in a dedicated truck outside the stadium. You have trained together for months. You have a shorthand that does not need words. The briefing that follows lasts 2 hours. You walk through specific match scenarios, set-piece positioning, penalty area protocols, how to manage player confrontations without escalating. You agree on approach before a single ball is kicked. FIFA's head of referee development, Massimo Busacca, has described what separates a good referee from a great one at this level. He calls it the ability to make the right decision at the wrong moment. Any referee can get it right when the stadium is calm and the score is level. The elite ones make the same call when 80,000 people are screaming in their ears and the match depends on it. By noon, you eat again. Then you rest for 90 minutes, not to sleep but to enter a state of deliberate low stimulation. No screens, no music, no conversation about the match. Your nervous system needs a reset before the final window opens. At 3 p.m. you conduct your formal pitch inspection. You walk the entire surface. You check the goals, the nets, the corner flags. A wet patch near the penalty spot is information. A soft corner of the pitch is information. Every variable you can identify before kickoff is one that cannot surprise you during the match. The locker room at 5 p.m. is quieter than most people imagine. There is no speech, no music. Sports psychologist Sylvan Steiner, who has studied the pre-performance routines of elite officials, found that the most consistent high performers share one trait: a precise, repeatable pre-match ritual that begins at least 90 minutes before game time and involves progressive isolation from external stimulation. You know exactly what yours is. You have run it hundreds of times. Your gear goes on in a specific order. This is not superstition. It is anchoring. At 6:30 p.m. you meet the 2 captains. You are not simply conducting a coin toss. You are reading 2 men, their energy, their mood, whether there is unusual tension in either of them today. You are collecting data you will use in the opening 15 minutes. Then you walk out, and even after hundreds of matches, the noise is still physical. It enters your chest before your mind has processed it. You have trained to metabolize it, to let it exist without letting it direct you. Kickoff. The job of a World Cup referee is not simply to enforce rules, it is to manage a match. Those are 2 completely different things. Research by Dutch sports scientist Barry Mielke found that decisions made in the opening quarter of a match disproportionately shape how players interact with the official for the remaining 70 minutes. Too strict, and you generate resentment that festers. Too loose, and you lose control before halftime. The calibration is everything. Every 3 to 4 seconds, a new decision opportunity presents itself. Most are dismissed in under a second. But some require split-second judgment of intent, of impact, of severity. Intent is not visible. You are inferring it from body posture, from angle of approach, from a player's expression in the 200 milliseconds before contact. Your assistant flags. You have 3 seconds to confirm, override, or defer. The crowd roars before you have decided. The crowd's reaction is not information. You have trained yourself to treat it as background noise, but your cortisol is elevated, your reaction time has shortened, your working memory is under the kind of load that has no peacetime equivalent. Halftime, 8 minutes of silence, then a brief clinical review with your team, no emotion in the room, just information. The second half is always harder, the stakes are higher, the fatigue is real. A foul that was easy to call in the 5th minute becomes genuinely difficult in the 87th. The same contact, a different consequence. Your judgment must account for both while appearing to apply a neutral standard. Then the final whistle. You exit the pitch and begin the match report immediately. FIFA requires a detailed written account of every significant decision within 2 hours. Every card, every penalty, every contentious moment. This document will be reviewed by FIFA's referee committee. It may be reviewed by the media. It will be reviewed by you weeks from now as part of your ongoing performance assessment. No highlight reel will feature your best decisions. When you got it right, the world moved on. When you got it wrong, the world noticed. But you will wake up tomorrow and watch the footage. You will grade yourself before anyone else does. Because that is the only review that has ever actually mattered. Your alarm will go off again. The match is not until 9 p.m., but your day has already begun.